Guru Nation, welcome back to the clinicaltrialsguru.com or YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, or LinkedIn if you're watching on LinkedIn, or Facebook if you're watching on Facebook. I got a question today, and I'm going to get to it right now and just get right into it. Hey Dan, I'm thinking about starting a CRO. Do you have a video article talking about how you did this? How did you get your first client? Would be interesting. So my case is unusual, and it's not going to be the case for most people. I got my first client because of YouTube. If I didn't have this channel, what I would do to get my first client would be first to start a site. You have no leverage whatsoever as a CRO. Now, I don't know anything about your background. Maybe you are a lifelong CRA or project manager or regulatory affairs or somebody who knows the industry. Okay, but even if that's the case, let's assume that it's not, but even if it is, okay, I'll give you that. No matter which option it is, I think the best way to do this is to start a site. And there's a reason why a lot of these CROs are starting to get involved on the site side of things more so. Like, it started a decade ago with preferred sites. It's continuing now with CROs acquiring sites. They're feeling the pressure from the sponsors because of risk-based monitoring, or sorry, not risk-based monitoring, but good clinical practice revisions in 2016. The sponsors are actually required to have more oversight over the studies, so that's putting pressure on the CROs to provide different types of value. So I think, first of all, I think getting into the CRO business is a bad business. Take it from someone who has done both sites and a CRO. The sites are much better as far as the profit margins, and the sites are actually easier to run. It's not as maybe sexy to run a site as it is a CRO, but the profit margins are greater and the work is less. So I recommend you get started with a site first, just to learn the business side of things. And then if you really want to pivot into a CRO, you can expand your site to become a CRO. So pretty soon you'll have smaller and smaller biotechs coming at you with studies. And pretty soon you'll get to meet a lot of these project managers or medical monitors, or just high-level people at these biotech companies. You're never going to get a Pfizer or a Janssen as a client, at least not initially, but you're going to get small biotechs, mom-and-pop biotechs that you've never heard of, and you'll start meeting these people, right, because of your work as a site. Especially if you specialize in a particular therapeutic indication and you go to these conferences, you're going to start meeting all these people. You have something of value with a site to offer. Now, if you have something of greater value with not just the site, but also a CRO services on top of the site, they're willing to listen to you at this point, and they are the decision makers at that biotech. So I think it's a lot more difficult to start cold from nothing and just start approaching random people about your CRO. I think you can do that. It could work, but what's much more easier and much more profitable up front for you is starting the research site first. So that's what I recommend you do. And by the way, this question can apply to anyone looking for their first anything in clinical research. If you're looking for your first job, if you're looking for your first consulting gig, if you're a vendor in the industry looking to sell a product or a service, start at the site level. That is the easiest and the most abundant market that you'll have out there. Start at the site level. If you're looking for a job in this industry, let's say you want to be a CRA or you want to be a coordinator to become a CRA at some point, start at a site. Start by recruiting patients for that site. Start by making a website for that site. Start by keeping the books for that site. Just offer something of value, even if you do it for free or for very little pay, just in exchange for that experience, because in this industry, the only thing that matters is experience. Once you have experience, you're in demand. When you don't have experience, you're not in demand. Okay, so This is the case whether you want to start a CRO, start a site, get a job in this industry, become a consultant, get a client, whatever the case may be. Start at the site level, gain experience. The easiest way to gain experience as a CRO is to first gain experience as a research clinic. And let's take it one step further. How do you get started as a research clinic? We talk about this all the time. Get a PI, and then get a study, and then get patients for that study. Okay, much easier to get a study as a site than it is to get a study as a CRO. Hopefully this helps. Take care and catch you all later. Bye-bye.